score again.
Thanks, Rachel. Looking forward to see what misery you put me through this time.
A little bit less miserable this time, I think.
Oh,
So there's no there's no savage battle between our favourite games. You will be pleased to know. What
excellent.
I've got today, I've got a game. Now, this is a
hmm
game my sister and I like to play, and we call it Name That Bitch.
Okay.
So what this game is, we generally play it either when we're on a flight or when we're watching a TV program, and someone appears on screen or someone appears, one of the air hostesses appears. Whoever says name that bitch, the other person has to think of a name for that person based on what they look like.
Okay, so like she looks like a Charlotte or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. So the reason we play it on flights is because you do find their names out when they do the announcement, so you actually get an answer. And again, on TV shows, you get the answer. Because if you play it in public, you don't know.
There's no closure.
Yeah, I need closure. You know this about me. So I have picked some characters from
hmm
games that I don't think you will have played, and you certainly won't
Okay.
recognize. And I want you to name that bitch.
Okay, cool. Sounds interesting. Let's see who you got for me.
Okay. I'd like you to show your working, please.
Right, I will
So,
try my best.
person number one. What's this guy's
Okay.
name?
Oh, okay. So he is a gentleman with large ears, shaggy brown hair, kind of shaded art style, kind of slightly tatty looking clothing, but it might be the art style. So I'm guessing he's from something like the Walking Dead game. It's kind of got that Telltale Games style, sort of cartoony, sort of shady kind of look to it. He's got a little bit of a scruffy beard as well. Has he got kind of like the neck strap line on there? See, I don't know. With that already in my head, and it looks like he's sort of in a classroom. It's kind of got like the classroom ceiling tiles and some kind of cartoony things in the background. So with that in mind, it's going to be a very American name. So you kind of your Chads, your Dwights, your Andys, your Randys. I'm going to go for somewhere in there. Oh, do we go? I don't think it's quite far down the spectrum of a Cletus. Um,
I think you've got to
let's
look
do.
more. I like the analysis, but based on his
hmm
face, what does he look like? I will tell you, none of these are trick questions. They're all like simple names that are
Okay.
that are used.
Yeah, the one that keeps coming back to me is just an Andy, just a
Okay.
fairly basic.
Okay,
And
that's not too bad actually. This is Ben, and he is from The Walking Dead.
woohoo! So yeah, kind of
So
basic
Ben, do you think he
generic
looks like a
guy
Ben?
name. Mm, no, I don't think Ben is a particularly American name. Is it? And Walking Dead is set in America, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it wouldn't mind. Oh yeah, one of the founding fathers is literally called Ben. He's literally on the money. It's just not. If you ask me to give 50 guys American names, Ben would probably not make the list.
That's fair enough. But yeah, he is. This is Ben, and he is from The Walking Dead. Up next, person number two. Who's this gal?
Okay, so we have a woman with kind of spiky, short blonde hair, shaved sides. Love it. She initially looks futuristic from her jacket, but then she's also got kind of rustic elements, cowboyish elements from a red neck scarf and kind of bullets in a holster thing across her chest.
A bandolier.
Yes, that.
Yes,
So she's
yes.
wearing that. Now, she's also got that kind of an androgynous look with kind of like her cheekbones and obviously her short cropped hairstyle. So and this kind of blend of modern in kind of the style of her jacket. I don't know what game this is from. I couldn't really guess because it's kind of that cowboyish thing, but it's also modern. Oh, Bioshock Infinite, maybe that kind of future modern steampunky thing, maybe. But so for those reasons, I'm thinking like a name that could be either male or female because very strong female, so kind of like your Alex, your Sam, your Charlie, those kind of names. But then there's also something about the futuristic thing when you have unusual letters in a name, like an X or a Z or even a V. So I was thinking maybe like a Violet, but you know what? I'm going to settle with Alex because it's kind of that androgynous name, but historic, like a classic name, but also could be modern because it's got an X in it.
I like that. Do you know what? Your reasoning is actually quite good.
So who is that bitch?
So this bitch is Ellie from
Oh,
The Outer Worlds. But her real name,
Mm.
her real birth name, she's a space pirate, so you got that bit right. Her birth name is Marilyn. So I would have accepted either, but in the game
Ah,
she's Ellie. She's our Elle.
so both very high fem names rather than kind of.
Yeah, and she's my favorite companion to take along because she's a doctor, but then she decided that she didn't want to do that anymore. She wanted to be a space pirate.
I'm
So
down with that.
yeah, she's got some sass. So big fan of Ellie. Okay, person number 3. Name that bitch.
Okay, so that bitch is probably from the oldest game that we've seen. I can definitely kind of see some of the graphics being struggling a little bit. He's in kind of very heavy armor. He's got a very stern face, short cropped hair. So definitely military, a little bit of a beard as well. So it's probably either Gears of War or Halo, maybe even Mass Effect, that kind of future space type thing. So he's going to be in a marine. So I'm guessing that whatever his rank, you call him by his surname anyway. So I mean, Charles, no, stronger. Um, so for first name, he's probably got a very traditional first name and then a really weird, futuristic-y sounding surname. So I'm going to go for something like David Nova Eclipse. Because or something like
Wow.
future spacey surname and then a really but like a dirt simple first name.
Okay, so again, reasoning was good. He is from Mass Effect.
Mm-hmm.
So you got that. He was military. He was in the Alliance, and then he moved over to Cerberus. So you kind of got that right as well.
Okay.
This chap slash this bitch is called Jacob Taylor.
Oh, so just very basic bitch.
Yeah, nice and simple. Not Nova
Yeah.
Eclipse, although I do quite like Nova Eclipse.
I couldn't
So-
think of something spacey on demand.
No, just a simple Jacob Taylor. This is from Mass Effect 2, and he does appear in 3, but we won't talk about that.
Is
Okay.
that spoiler territory?
Well, the last one came out in like 2012, so hopefully not.
Nah, we're good. He dies.
No, he doesn't.
Oh,
He's
okay.
just an
Doesn't die.
asshole. Well, he's an asshole if you romanced him as Femshep in the second game. He's a romance option. So if you romanced him in the second game, I didn't, but I've seen him, and he's just an asshole in the third game. So based on that, he is a bitch.
Bad Jacob.
Naughty Jacob. Okay, next up. Name that bitch.
Oh gosh, this is uncanny valley between real life and video games. So we
Yeah,
have
this is
an
this is unreal.
incredible image. This must be from pre-rendered. This is rather than from gameplay. So we have a female in military jacket. We can see she's got 3 stripes on her shoulder. She has long, super straight hair that's quite dark, and kind of a more I don't know. There's a lot of expression there, but I'm not sure what it is because obviously it's pre-rendered. So to get that quite high up in the army, she's fairly serious woman. She must have had to have fought her way there. Would her name have influenced her along the way? Potentially not. But you know what? I'm gonna go quite basic, and there's no. Is there a hint about any spacey stuff? Maybe those tiny badges on the collar. But I'm just gonna go for Charlotte. She just looks very.
Okay.
Yeah, her eyebrows don't match though. Charlotte, what are you doing? They need to be, girl, they need to be sisters, not twins. These ones, they're not even friends.
They
Oh,
might
she
be
probably had
very
an accident in a
distant
war.
cousins, perhaps.
Yeah, she's probably been in an accident in a war, and that's why her face is like that. And now I feel bad.
Oh, okay. So this is actually from Halo, one of the so Halo 2, the remastered version.
Hmm.
And this is Miranda Keys. So her name is
Miranda,
Miranda.
a little bit more interesting than Charlotte, but yeah,
Yeah, and she you're right, it does look amazing. The cutscenes, they've done such a good job with the remaster. So yeah, that's her.
that's Miranda.
Wow, that's Miranda. Okay. Next one. Name that bitch.
Okay, we have another older gentleman. He has got kind of a goatee thing going on, kind of greasy, slicked back hair in, again, very shabby clothing. So we have kind of a knitted cardigan type thing with holes in. So he is an older guy. There's some kind of hardware outside. Oh no, I think George is probably a too posh a name for him, too upper class. He looks definitely more working class, but he's definitely a guy that has. Oh, I was going to say he's a guy that has his name and then it's shortened no matter what. But then I thought Paul, and you know what? I just can't see past Paul. But then again, Paul isn't a very. Again, I assume games are based in America, and like Ben, are there any American Pauls? Don't know.
There's a Paul in Tekken.
Ah, yes, there
Paul.
is. There's Paul.
Paul.
Yeah, you know what? Sorry, it's going to be wrong, but just a short name. And if he's got a long name, it's shortened down in the game, and everyone just calls him like Bob rather than Robert or something.
His name is actually Robert.
No!
Oh God, you're so.
They call him Bob.
Defeat snatched from the jaws of victory there.
Oh.
But yeah, he is. This is Robert from The Last of Us. And when I was trying to get these pictures, I was trying to get people that I didn't think you would have seen
No.
influence you. And then when I was looking for the pictures and I googled The Last of Us, obviously it's been leaked, and I typed it and I was like, oh my God.
Oh no.
Don't worry, I didn't see anything, but after I'd done it, I
Good.
was like, oh my goodness, that was so risky. So yeah,
So
he's
high
a
risk.
Robert.
But is he a Rob or a Bob or something else? Or
He's
is
a
he
Robert. I'm pretty certain they call him Robert the whole time.
Gutted.
Moving on to our next bitch. Name that bitch.
Oh, okay. So again, very, very detailed. So we have almost glamorous, sorry, not glamour, of a female with kind of a lot of eye makeup on. She has blonde hair, looks like she's got her hair in kind of a side pony. And then on the temple, on her right temple, we have a circle. Now, I believe that means that's from Detroit Being Human. So she's not so she's a robot or an android.
I can't help you with this.
Oh, okay. Well, so I haven't played it. I have seen some Let's Plays. I've not seen this character. But isn't it a thing where they've all got serial numbers as names, but then they've all picked their own names? So I think, so very glamorous, but so I don't know why, but just because she looks so youthful, and if you're an android and had to pick your own name, you'd go for someone that was kind of well known or something. So I'm just stuck on Miley, and I'm just really stuck on Miley.
Miley,
but it's so wrong. But
okay, well, I picked this one for a reason. So again, my sister and I play this game quite a lot, and this is one that we actually tried. So when this character pops up as soon as you boot the game up. And
is it in Detroit Being Human?
Yeah, it is. So you got the game right as well.
Okay.
So we were saying name that bitch, and we were like, ooh. And my sister went for Amy, and I went for Chloe, and her name is actually Chloe.
No way.
Yeah, it's Chloe. So yeah, here she is, Chloe, and all. I think you can see it. I think she looks like Chloe.
And like Amy and Chloe and Miley all
have
that
same kind of
sound. So yeah,
quite get a name. So again, good reason.
I'm
enjoying your reasoning, actually.
Yeah, I mean, for being wrong, like I don't think Miley was the worst.
No, definitely not. Okay, next up, who's this?
Okay, so we have we have an older gentleman with bald hair, very rough around the edges look to him, definitely in some kind of shady back alley dealings. So he is wearing kind of a battered leather jacket. He's kind of set in maybe some kind of underground bunker with brickwork and shelving. Couldn't even begin to guess what his name is, but he's definitely a tough guy. Now, all the characters I've been saying throughout, it's like, well, he's obviously American. This is the first one I could picture being European or English. Yeah, or even English or European. I could see him as maybe a Dimitri or something. You know what? Sod it. I've decided he's an Eastern European gangster because video game writers can be quite predictable sometimes. He's also got the kind of shiny polo shirt type thing that is a very stereotypical Eastern European. So yeah, meet everyone. Dimitri, everyone.
Okay, well, you are correct in that he's not American. This chap is actually English.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, and he's from Uncharted, and his name is Charlie Cutter.
Oh, gosh, yeah, so very... Yeah, is he from East End London?
He's from London, yeah. He's from proper East End, right?
So, yeah, not much inspiration in terms of writing, but went the wrong way.
Yeah, but again, good
kind of a Snatch
reasoning.
Type character.
Up next, who's this bitch?
Okay, so you've got a thing for the girls with the red neck scarves at the moment. So very wistful expression. It kind of a slightly cartoony art style, so not fully detailed. and she's got her hair in dreadlocks. She's definitely explaining to you, and it looks like you might be in a hospital, so I'm guessing that she's a doctor. Again, art style, I've already said Bioshock Infinite, but I was wrong, so I'm guessing this might be Bioshock Infinite. She's in a hospital, so she's going to be Dr. something. So we'll go for Dr. Smith, and her first name, no, that's the male name, Erica Smith.
Okay. This is from Bioshock Infinite.
Yes.
And her name is Daisy Fitzroy.
Right, no. Is she Dr. Fitzroy though?
No, she's not a doctor. I can
Oh.
see why you would think that, but she's a bad one.
She's a bad doctor. No, she's not a doctor in the slightest. Forget doctor. You're wrong.
Yeah, she's a baddie. How bad she is depends on your point of view, but yeah, this is Daisy Fitzroy.
Oh, Daisy. She's so bad.
Daisy. Okay. Name that bitch.
Okay, so definitely does a lot of fighting. He looks like so it's another gentleman. He's got longer hair though, so not military buzz cut, kind of slightly shaggy looking. We've got a goatee. We have some kind of very futuristic armor on his chest, and it looks like he might be mounted in some kind of mech. And it's got M core on him, so MCOR. So I'm trying to think what game that might be from, but I can't really think of what it might be. So he's slightly older. We've got a few bags under the eyes, but hey, that's what war does to you. He's got a kill count on the side of his on the side of his mech, and a wasp taking it away. Okay, is that gears then? Oh, don't know. Okay, so again, we're just going for American military kind of guy. He's just an honest Joe. He's Joe, and he's just, you know what? I'm playing it straight down the line. I'm going to stick it to these bugs with my guys at my side. And you know what? Joe is going to come home and he's going to save the day.
Really, really close. Really not far.
Oh.
So this is Jack. This is Jack Cooper from Titanfall 2. So you got the mech right as well.
Yeah, I can see that in the background. Or just
Titanfall 2, absolutely phenomenal game. This is Jack Cooper. Close. Good reasoning as well. And this is our last one.
It's the last one. Yes. So we have. Now, I know who you are as a person, and I know your favourite games, and I think I know the art style, so I'm assuming this is from one of the divinities. Which one? Be a complete guess. So we have a woman with an older style graphics. So she could have wrinkles, she could not. Don't know. It's just how it's made. She looks almost like she's made out of latex, because if you rubbed her cheek, she'd make that like you would with a balloon. But that's just the art. That's just the graphic capability at time. She's got kind of a mousy blonde hair, so kind of a dark, dirty brown. She's wearing a red shirt, and she's got kind of a really cool earring with feathers on it, so bright blue feather and kind of like a peachy one as well. So she's quite a girly sort, with having, like I said, the long feathers out. And I can't work out what's in the background. See, that looks almost like an office block. So maybe we're not in Divinity Land then. So in which case, it could be a very traditional girly name. But we've already had an Ellie. So we've already had a Chloe. So I'm going to go for Monica.
Okay. It's not Divinity. This is from Life is Strange.
Okay.
And this is Rachel Amber.
So
she's a Rachel.
So she's greedy with two names, though.
Yeah, I know. First name. So yeah, Rachel Amber is her name.
It's quite off then. Quite off. I had two chances to get even close, and Monica wasn't even in the realm for either.
I mean, if based on the game at the beginning when I said that they're nice, normal names, Monica was probably that would have been if I'd have picked someone called Monica, I think that would have been quite tough for you.
Oh, I don't know. Well, it wasn't about getting them right, was it?
Wasn't it?
I feel like, have I won?
I think you've actually done very well. I think your assessment of each person was good, and you were in the right ballpark most of the time. So I think you've done well. How would you rate your performance?
A B-.
I'm going to give you a B+, I think.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Deej.
You're welcome. But yeah, so do you feel like you can get someone's name from how they look?
I mean, the thing is, I get confused a lot with being a Charlotte. So I think people are consistently wrong when they guess names, because so many people have said, oh, are you a Charlotte? But do I think you can name that bitch? And is it the bitch that makes the bitch, or is it the name that makes the bitch, or the bitch that makes the name? I don't know. I think that's a conversation that's a bit bigger than us.
I think it's bigger than any of us.
Well, thank you very much for having me, and I'll see you again.
You will. See you later.
See
Bye.
ya.